Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. If you are, let me know you are. If you're not, no sense of letting me know because I get upset. You should be doing well. So, what's going on? Who do we have here? We have Dosti, male 22, Netherlands, HOCD. I feel a loss of attraction towards girls. He says, that gives me anxiety. Yes, but that gives me anxiety and makes me feel worse. How does that work? And how will I get attraction back? There is nothing to get back. Nothing has gone anywhere. It's all there. As I mentioned before, just imagine if you are having an exam, serious exam, that you're supposed to pass in order to go to your field of study and approach or be able to be accepted to university, something that is terribly important to you. So when you're really focused on that, and in the middle of exam, you're trying to solve all the problems and questions, and you say, why don't I get an erection? Because you're so focused on some danger, so to speak, in your mind. Not passing the exam is a danger that's going to represent hardship. It's going to affect your future. So your focus is there. While your focus is there to save yourself from a possible future disaster or outcome that is not complementary to your goals, you're not going to be able to have any kind of a reaction to anything. Even a gorgeous looking girl passes by, even if you didn't have HOCD, you would prefer, even though you'd notice her, but you would prefer to focus on what is going on, which is most important. You can make that distinction. Meaning, nothing has gone anywhere. You're just distracted with trying to save yourself from a so-called danger that you feel. It's a danger that I have to protect myself, save myself, my masculinity, my identity. Something's attacking it. But then at that point, you're not able. Your system is focused on saving you for survival, for protection. It's not focused on you solving a math problem or solving a financial problem or having interest to girls or get excited about things that you normally do. So there is nothing to recover. There is nothing to get back because nothing has gone anywhere. All it has happened is that your window is fogged up, so you can't see the beauty and the excitement that is happening outside in the streets or the celebrations or whatever it is. Because not because they're no longer there, because your window is foggy and dirty, you got to clean it up. Now, the question would be, when will I have that back? And I would say you already have it. You'll just be focused on it again once you understand how to deal with HOC. Otherwise, HOCD doesn't make you not be interested in girls. It'll just distract you from what is normal. And you will think that you're not interested in girls. But in your awareness, your intention, you want to. The fact that you want to, that means you are. Just not at that time because you're distracted, not because it's gone anywhere. So just educate yourself on HOCD, how to handle it. You'll notice it again, stronger than before. By the way, that's one thing about OCD and HOCD. People who are hit by HOCD, once they realize what it is, that it's actually a hoax, and it's your brain, it's not you. Nothing has changed in you. Nothing will change in you. Then you find that answer as far as how your psyche moves, malfunctions, or functions, then you'll become more confident and more powerful and just like before, not better. So be cool about it. Just educate yourself about HOC. That's all you need to do. A friend of ours, a colleague on YouTube who talks about HOC as well, is called, they call me Jesse. He's a very nice guy and a good heart, and he helps people as much as he can. And in one of his analogies, which I use it all the time, I give the credit to him because it's brilliant for that analogy. He said, this question that you say I can't have an erection or I don't have interest girls, it's like if you're swimming in a pond and there's an alligator right up your ass and its jaws are open, it's about to cut you in half, and you're frantically swimming away to save your life. And at that point, asking yourself, why don't I have an erection? Of course you wouldn't have, because you're frantically trying to escape and save your life from the alligator. That's not a time for erection or anything else for that matter. So, and if you guys haven't checked his channel, you may want to. And let's go to Potara. Potara Gaming says, I'm 21-year-old male in Coachella Valley. Thank you. Coachella Valley. Where is that? Um, is it in India or is it in California or anyhow? Um, you get back to me if you like. Says the word gay just keeps popping up and it's annoying. But overall, you and your videos have been helping me and I'm feeling much better. Just those thoughts. I do have issues. Yeah. The word gay for people who are not gay and are heterosexual, it could be annoying because it represents something that they don't like and they don't want to be. And they have been bombarded with this idea of it all around the world in the mediums and everywhere else. So the brain has picked that word and it considers it a threat to your identity. So every time you hear it, you find a threat. Just like if you're walking away and a friend goes, "Phew," and there is no attack, but you react to it as if there is an attack. Or if you're in the field and a friend of yours has a baseball in his hand and he just does this to your face and he doesn't throw the ball, but he does it, and you just quickly move away your head and you try to defend, you save yourself or protect yourself, but there is no real ball thrown at you. So the brain doesn't wait for facts and evidence of attack of any kind before it alarms you and alerts you to save yourself and escape. It doesn't do investigation. It just sends the amygdala, sends the emotional danger signal when it feels it might be, and it doesn't distinguish between it might be or it is. It just, its job is to protect you. So give you the signal for you to flee, fight, flee, or freeze, or whatever it is that you got to do. So it sends the signal as soon as it thinks there could be a possibility of an attack. And the things that are not in line with your values, such as for heterosexual, gay is not in line with his values, and if it's the word comes in, it finds it as a threat because the whole concept is not acceptable to him and it's not natural to him. Therefore, there's a natural reaction to these sort of words. So what you can do is to understand that thoughts, brain cannot change you. So no matter if the word gay comes in or the picture of a naked man comes in, and in most often, many of you feel that when you see a naked man, you get kind of anxiety or alert. That's not because you have any interest, sexually interest in that. If that body is fit, better looking than yours, you find that as a threat to your manhood because you want to be the man for all the girls. And if someone is better looking or has got muscles that are better fit than yours, you find that a threat that is cutting your chances with the girls. So you feel that anxiety that, oh, he looks better because you can see that look of the body on you would be better when you have a chance with the girls. You will perform better with that kind of a fitness. And you say, I don't have that, but he has it. So that's a threat to you. And you feel anxiety about if it's an enemy there, not that you have any interest. So that anxiety is not a sign of interest, it's a sign of a threat or a something that is going to jeopardize your chances with the girls. And you got to understand all these and interpret it in a way. But the best way is to interpret nothing. Just don't live by um, perception, live by observation. Okay, the naked body of man, fine. Word gay. Okay, what does that have to do with me? I'm not so vulnerable that just a name would scare me. I am who I am, and nothing can change me. Only my own awareness and decisions can cause any action, not an idea or a thought or a brain's uh, secretion of any kind of electromagnetic signals that causes some kind of a thought, choosing from the inventory of topics of thoughts available in the consciousness. So many things are available here that are seep through that information, seep through from the outside world and being captured here as information. And the brain picks up on those and anything that could be of some kind of a contradictory to your values, it may hit on that and amygdala reacts to it and makes you feel anxious, anxiety, and to protect you, but in turn you think it's a suggestion that you are that what it is. It's not. It's just the way that it's looking for things that you should protect yourself from. And it considers that word some kind of a thing that you should protect yourself. But you can turn it around and say, look, I don't need to protect myself from anything because there's gay, there are other things that I don't like in other facets of life, such as, let's say, food that you don't like. So every time that food name comes in, you might have a reaction because you don't like it. But that doesn't mean that reaction means that you actually going to eat it or you like it. There are many things in life that is not in line with our values, and we have a reaction to it because it's a protective response, not an interest response. So what you need to do is to make it normal for yourself. In other words, gay. So what? Some people are gay, some people are not. I'm a heterosexual. He's gay. He's my friend. As long as it doesn't hit on me, I'm okay. So you can have fun with these things and turn it into benign comments or thoughts rather than react to them as if they are a danger. There are no danger in words, ideas, thoughts. It is our protective system that makes them seem as if they could do anything on their own. Nothing can do anything. No thought or brain suggestion can do anything to you because you're above the brain. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. Brain is not your leader or your protector. You are the judge of what brain creates, the thoughts. So without your awareness, without your permission, brain, as powerful as it is, it can make suggestions, make you believe things, can never turn any thought into any action unless you allow it. So it is you who can make and allow any thought to become an action ever in the actuality or just die by the wayside because of action. We didn't allow it to go anywhere. So you can write the word gay on all things that you like. Few things. Gay, 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 homosexual, gay, homosexual. Eventually, it doesn't have that punch of fear, creating fear to you. So when the word comes in, okay, what does it have to do with me? There are also other words that I'm not in line with them. So why should I react to this one? If something happens, and I don't know, if you're attacked in the street by, I don't know what, then you defend yourself. But there is no such a thing. There is no such a action in that word. It's just a word representing a fact of lifestyle of some people, just like non-gay, heterosexual, homosexual. These are facts of life. There's nothing to be scared about. It doesn't matter how many times you go and tell a homosexual friend of yours, heterosexual, heterosexual. He doesn't turn heterosexual. That's his gender. It's going to be who he is. And the same thing, no matter how many times you see the word or word gay has been said to a heterosexual, it's not going to turn gay. These are not about what the brain suggests, it's about what your makeup is. So relax about it all. All right. Barrier says, hi, my problem is why HOCD feels real and false attraction, because that's what HOCD is. It makes you think about something that you're not, and you're supposed to be wiser than that and understand that brain is not you, you're not the brain. Brain is an organ that functions and malfunctions just like liver and kidney and so on does. So you can't question why my kidney is not working. So it's not working that well. I have blood pressure, and I have to take blood pressure pills. That's going to affect my kidney. So I'm trying to make sure that herbal remedies and diet and so on makes my kidney function well. I can't say, oh, that means no. It's just what organs do when you have some kind of a, malfunction. It's not that you are changing; your kidney is having a malfunction. So it's not that anything to do with you as who you are, how you're put together. It's your brain that is having a malfunction in its signaling system. These are the things you got to rewire and retrain the brain. You know, so these are things that its remedy is not difficult, but things like kidney and liver and so on, their remedy could be difficult, challenging. All right. Sibyl Aineni. Okay, I hope I didn't butcher the name. Says, hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Aman Gadpol, 21, male, India. Thank you for that. And Luke Cases. Says, male, 21, UK. Says, I'm in a weird place. It's a haunted house? Weird place. Under the sofa? Under the chairs? Get out of there. Under the table? Says, a couple of days ago on Twitter, I saw a weird image of a man that had female proportions, hips, etc. At first, just found it funny, but my OCD told me to look at it. I did. I feel like I'd never be true straight man now. What the hell are you talking about? What does it have to do with anything? These are all your brain just giving you garbage. You don't have to just process everything that the brain says. Your awareness tells you that this is garbage. It's not in line with my values. So move on. Don't try to interpret it. Why it's there? Why did it come? Because the brain doesn't know. It's not smart. It's not intellect. Brain just picks up things from the consciousness, from imagery, whatever you see, and turns them into thoughts and ideas. But that has nothing to do with you. It's an independent system. Brain is on its own. Brain is not a representation of you. It's a tool for you to use to attend to what it is that you want to accomplish in your plans. That's all. If you think your brain is your leader and your intellect, you're wrong. It's already proven, not just philosophically by Aristotle about 1,000 years ago, and discussions continued, but also by neuroscience and brilliant neurosurgeons such as Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Libet. Through their experiments in laboratory, they have proven beyond the shadow of the doubt you're not the brain. Brain is not you. It's just an organ, does its thing, and it malfunctions. So that's the end of that. One of its malfunctions is a signal system that causes OCD subsets, including HOCD, pedophile OCD, responsibility OCD, all kind of OCDs. So don't be fooled. You're the boss. You're beyond the brain. There is a video that I have created for you guys. I hope you guys have watched it. If you haven't, you should. I recommend it highly. Says, I will put it here for you to watch. It's a lengthy one, but it packs so much information that helps you to realize and see clearly, beyond the shadow of doubt, that you're not the brain. Brain is not you. Therefore, relax and just learn how to rewire and retrain your brain and help it, rather than thinking that, oh, you're helpless because the brain says so. Brain is bullshit. That's it. It's a bullshit that can come handy when you use it right. Otherwise, when you let it say what it wants to say and react to it, it drives you crazy, because brain is the reason that we go crazy. Honestly, it's true. Um, the way that the kind of brain that we have now is we got this brain about 40,000 years ago. Before that, we didn't have this brain. We had no brain. We had stem brain. We had everything was on instinct. You had no thoughts, no ability to speak, no ability to think. Therefore, there was no problems because thoughts is the roots of all problems. Thoughts are the roots of all problems. So when there was no thoughts, at times when we were beyond 40,000 years ago, everything was instinctive. Run, hunt, sleep, have sex, do whatever it is, and no questions, no wonder, no contradictions between anything, thoughts and you. But now, since we have this brain, well, it creates thoughts, and that's what creates problems. Otherwise, there is nothing biologically changing in you. It's the brain that creates thoughts, and those thoughts create doubts because OCDs and OCD subsets is the doubting disease. That's what juice does. Makes you doubt things, otherwise can't change things. All right. Goldney says, hello, male 23 fans. Bonjour or bonsoir. Comment ça va ce soir? Says, my GF broke with me after 5 years of relationship. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Or often. That's what girls are special at. Break up, make up. Break up, make up. Says, and jumped into another. There we go. See, I just said that. And jumped into another relationship directly. No, no, no. She had already jumped. She just told you now. And she said, we still live together. Ooh. And she's texting her new boyfriend in front of me daily. That's shit. She's really a trophy, isn't she? While she's with you, she's hanging out with somebody else. She doesn't even have the guts to at least make arrangements and separate from you, break up and move away. And then these are all lack of class and understanding. If she's not moving out, you should. Yeah. But since she has broken up, I would say if you guys are in that apartment, both have the lease, have your names on the lease, just say, listen, we entered into this agreement as a boyfriend girlfriend, and we got this apartment. Since you've broken up, so you have to leave because you can't come in here and infringe on the agreements that we had. We wanted to live together because we were boyfriend girlfriend. But what do you want to do next? Bring your boyfriend here? That's going to be trouble emotionally and in other senses. That's not right. Just imagine, tell her that if I had broken up with you and bring my girlfriend, it's not classy, is it? So you broke it, therefore you should also do that. And you should find another roommate, I guess. Or if she doesn't and you feel uncomfortable, which you probably will, move. You can't stop her from texting her boyfriend or whatever. She's what? How old are you? Um, you're 23. She's probably the same age or maybe younger a little bit. So it's a time that really your logic and your mannerism haven't taken over. You're still running on your hormones and excitement of what's out there for me. I'm talking about her and you, but right now about her. And girls at that age hardly know themselves, like boys at that age hardly know themselves. And they're trying to find out what's out there, what's their worth. And their worth is new attentions. So the girls on that age are not yet real confident about themselves, so they're constantly looking for attention. That's why a long-term relationship with girls at that age is pretty much impossible because they're still trying to evaluate themselves by the number of attention that they get, and that is not a strong woman at that age. You should just understand that this is a blessing. This was going to break up anyhow because you're too young. This wouldn't go anywhere other than 2 years, and that's it. 5 years. That means you guys were together since 17 years old. At 17, you hardly knew who you are, either one of you. Let alone what you want. So 5 years passed, and you guys have grown dynamically in your consciousness, and now you can see yourself a little bit more about yourself. You know yourself a little bit more than you did at 17. So you're now thinking, I should have something different. So she's going for somebody else. You should go for somebody else because she's a 17. She was a 17-year-old. You were a 17-year-old. You chose her based on hormones and feeling psychologically secure that somebody loves you, so it gives you some value. But who loved you? What's her character? Is it compatible with yours? You didn't think of any of that. Just that, oh, she's got nice legs or boobs, or she looks nice, or she smiles at me. She likes me. At that age, we like to be um, approved. Uh, so therefore, we think it's love. And at that age, you can fall in love with a tree for all I care. I mean, honestly, because the hormones don't, don't just want something warm to hold on to. So um, it's a blessing. You should have broken up anyhow. Maybe you should have broken up 2 years ago. So this is very good actually. Now the fact that you're going to be annoyed because she's texting in front of you, yeah, I understand. But the hell with it. You're not going to marry her. You shouldn't marry her. You're too young anyhow, and you chose her at the time that she didn't know who she was. You didn't know who you were. It's time for you to appreciate the experience you had with each other and be okay with it. Just make your living arrangement change and move on with your life and let her have her own experience in life and wish her well. Wish her well and wish yourself well. No problems. She's not the only girl or the last girl. And believe me, you guys would have broken up anyhow. It's pretty much impossible. Two people get to know each other, get together at age 17 and continue on onwards. No. The question will come, what else is out there? I'm changed. I'm not the same person when I chose this girl, and she's not the same person. So it's normal and natural that we have evolved to more maybe sophisticated. Our expectation standards have changed. And that's fine. Doesn't mean that she's not as good as the next one or whatnot. But at the moment, no longer you guys are compatible. If you're not compatible, adios. Adios. Au revoir. All right. So we go to Dan one. Says, hi Meran, Dan 25 UK. So I've recently been seeing a 37-year-old woman. Ooh, older woman, sexy. For a 25-year-old, a 37-year-old woman is like a goddess because you feel so affirmed, approved. Older woman loves you. Why? Because you haven't made anything out of yourself. You're looking for somebody else to tell you that you're old enough, you're mature, you're a man. Who an older woman tells you that, you feel, oh, it must be true because she's 37, I'm 25. That's a cop out. You haven't done anything in your life, accomplished nothing in your life, and suddenly somebody tells you you're a man. So of course, it feels good to you because 25-year-old, what have you accomplished? You maybe have finished university. That's all. Maybe you got a job just recently. Yeah. What else have you done? Not much. Not much experience. But you do want the approval. And some older woman at 37, she must be hot too. So you feel like, wow, I'm a man. But I'm saying to you, go become a man on your own by experiences and challenges of life. And that's not now. So regardless of what she says or attention she shows you, so what? It's not an age that you're going to stay with her. Like she's what, 12 years older than you? 12 years older than you. If this was, let's say, a fantasy scenario, you would be 40 years old, she'd be 52. At age 40, you're top of your game, you're top of your life, strength, career, money, wisdom, experience, and physically you're going to be the strongest in your life. You're taking care of yourself and, fitness training and nutrition and all that. But she's 52. She can't measure up energy wise, sexuality, and everything else. You're going to end up leaving her at that time. It's not fair to her. So understand this age difference is very fine right now. Both are young, but duration-wise, it's not a healthy thing, neither for you nor for her. She eventually will leave you if you don't leave her, because women usually like someone who they can interact with on the same level. She'll always look at you as a younger boy rather than the man that she's going to expecting to lead or help leading the way. So you'll always be at a disadvantage. You'll never be able to feel the kind of man that you want to be because she's going to always say, the trump card is, I'm older than you. You don't know. I know the experience. And then pretty soon, just don't feel manly around her. Like you don't feel in charge, that you should get this your own share of being in charge. Not being in charge of her life, but being in charge of your own life even. The things that you're interested to do. There'll be always compromise for what she likes because she's older. She will have that kind of a echelon over you mentally. So just enjoy the sex and then let's read the rest of this. It just started as a fling at first, but has got a lot more serious. She wants me to move in with her. I'm not sure what to do. No, that's not a good idea. I mean, you're a toy. Let's face it. You're a young boy with a dick that is always up, and that's what she wants. Otherwise, think about it. What kind of advantage she has with being with a boy 25 who has not much experience in life, but she has a lot more experience in life. What does she expect from you? Wisdom? Well, she's got more than you have, probably. Leadership? Well, you don't really know shit. Let's be frank, man to man, right? So she's going to be dominating you all the time. You're going to feel not as manly as you are because you have to comply. She begins to be the older leader of the household. She'll be telling you what to do and she'll dominate you. And pretty soon you kind of not feel like, but if you don't move in, just have sex with each other whenever you want and you're free to also, you know, see possibilities. You maybe fall in love with another girl and you're younger and your age, more compatibility and consciousness level. With this girl, you will not be able to um, connect on consciousness level as good as you would at someone closer to your age. And if you don't connect on the conscious level, if you don't bond on conscious level, the relationship won't last long anyhow. And since your age is so different that you will hardly ever bond on conscious level, so much difference that this is not going to last anyhow. And you have moved in. What the hell are you going to do? It's going to be a disaster. Right now, if you don't move in, it's going to be sweet. She's young, she's sexy, she's older, you feel great about it, you feel manly that you know, you know, this beautiful older woman while still very young. But you won't be under her influence and control and wisdom, and she's gonna make sense, a lot more sense to you. So pretty soon you're gonna be addicted to her leadership and you will lose what is naturally yours, which is finding your way and learning about life and leading your life. And someday being a good partner for another woman. So I suggest you become too dependent on her if you move in. And for her, it's fling is a game. Anytime she wants, she's going to kick you out. You're moving in, so she's going to tell you move out. What if she finds somebody 40, 45-year old, which is what she would be looking for, and someone who makes more money than her or the same amount, and impresses her with his age or wisdom or knowledge or whatever, then what? So don't just stay where you are, be independent, and have dates with her. Don't get in there. All right. Dan says, I have a child. She has three teenage kids. Oh, you move in, I'm going to bring that ugly stick and have you put your helmet on. I'm going to beat the crap out of you. It's not time for you to be daddy for four people, four kids. No, no. I have a child. She has three teenage kids from previous marriage. No, it's going to be tremendously hard times later on when you guys don't make it. You're going to be used to the three kids and your own, of course, and your kid is going to be used to her as a mom. It's going to be pretty fucked up. You're going to have a miserable time. It's not going to work out. And she knows it's pretty hard to find any man at her age or a little older to be with her with three kids that she has because that other guy might have a few kids on his own and they can't really afford providing for all. It's just going to be too busy. But you, 25-year-old, she can tell you what to do. And your kid, I don't know what your situation with your ex is. Your kid probably would enjoy her as a mother, but they would be difficult. She's got three kids herself. Who knows how your kid's going to be treated as far as priority and all that. So I don't know. I don't think so. That's my bit, but you make your own decisions. Um, but definitely enjoy her company. 37-year-old woman is sexy, is wise, is intelligent, everything else gorgeous. So stay away, but enjoy the date until it runs its course. Because don't expect it to become anything. You shouldn't. You're 25-year-old. In about 8 years to 9 or so, she'll go through her menopause. Her mood, hormones, everything is going to be subject to her reactions. That's too early for you to have to deal with that. Then what you got? Her mood is changed. Her, everything is going to be changed. And not everything is physical in a relationship, but that's going to affect you at this age. And you won't have you haven't seen enough in life to be able to be ready to tolerate that stage of her life. So I've said enough. The question is, are you looking for a mom for your kid or a wife or a girlfriend for you? Has to be a happy balance, yeah. And in turn, for what you're gonna gain, you're gonna be daddy for three kids. You know how much work that is? Pack your bag, saddle your horse, and run. As sweet as it might be. All right. Gold Me says we are looking to leave, but we don't find location this time. I see. Okay. Well, then suck it up, man. That happens. Break up. You guys live together, and obviously she dropped the ball or whatever happened. That's okay. That's life. No big deal. That's the end of the world. Where are you located? Let's see. Let's see. Where are you? You are in France. My goodness. Ooh, so many pretty girls there. Come on. Go sit in, I don't know, Café de Magou or Champs-Élysées somewhere. Have some tea au citron, and look at the girls passing by and then get an idea. You're in Paris, France. What are you talking about? It's not an end of the world. You can find girls like that. I was there when I was much younger. It was a New Year Eve in the street. And I met this girl with her parents, and then we went for coffee, and we hit it off pretty good in a few minutes. So you can find girls. It's not difficult. French are open and friendly. Um, Anthony Cruz is here. Says, Mehran, how do you deal with possibly OCD thoughts you genuinely don't have the answer to? You don't have to. That's the problem. That's the problem, Anthony, with you. You're looking for answer to everything. Don't stop. The best way to deal with some anxiety or some things that concern you is to stop looking for any definition or answer. Nothing. Otherwise, you spend your whole life trying to figure out what this brain thought is all about. Don't have that time and don't have that interest. There's no necessity for that. This idea of wanting to find a conclusion or answer to anything that shows up in your head as an idea or thought itself is an OCD. You should be able to drive your car on a road to your destination and ignore all the merging traffic, all the streets, all the things on side of the road. Focus on the road. If you keep wanting to do, what is that? Oh, that was a vendor selling pears on the street. Oh, on the corner of the road. Okay, that one. Oh, that street. Where does that go? I gotta go. You will never get to anywhere. So these thoughts are like disturbances and distractions, like the merging traffics, the streets that you know. Um, what is it? Uh, Separate from the main road. Take your attention away, or events that are happening, cafes on the side of the street. You can't stop on all of them. Focus on your road. Keep going. You don't have to interpret. Oh, what cafe was that? Oh, that was sandwich. So, okay. What was that one? Oh, that was doner place. Oh, what was that one? That was gyros. Oh, okay. What was that one that was selling fruits? Okay. I'm not. I don't have to know. There's no bunch of things that are here and there. Okay, I go. Okay, the bunch of thoughts come and go. Okay, no big deal. It's not my priority. I'm focused on figuring something else out. Sometimes when there's so many things that could concern me as far as you get older, you may wonder about life, you may wonder about time, you will wonder about what you have or don't have or accomplish or want to accomplish not happening, the political system, all the other things. You can't come up or expect to come with an answer before you calm down and get back to sleep or do whatever it is. Often the best thing is to say, I don't need to know, I don't want to know, I don't want to be concerned about knowing answers or solve every problem that shows up that is not in line with the way it should be as I would my philosophy says. Just leave it. This is a relative world. There are all kind of shit in it, and I don't have to worry about everything. So just don't try to interpret it or find out what it means, what it should be, or solution to it. Just live your life. Do what you have to do on that day by day, minute by minute. Focus on the present moment. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is there. Your brain is trying to distract you, making your attention go toward a thought or question that is really neither here nor there. Just makes you be anxious and worry and become detached from your existence, and in turn you focus on things that doesn't exist, or even if it does, you can't do anything about it. Don't fall in the trap of following your thoughts and trying to solve every thought that shows up and come up with a conclusion and a meaning and an interpretation. Leave it. Waste your life. Says if I just completely ignore trying to answer it, will I be certain of the answer after time? You don't need to be certain of an answer. That's my whole point with you. It's always been my point with you. All our discussions on Skype, stop looking for certainty. Stop looking for answers. There are no answers, and there are so many answers. That's why it's best to leave it. Just leave according to your awareness what you want to be, what you think it should be, what you think is right for you. Choices and vetoes. You don't need to answer everything. There's so many things we are not capable of answering. We don't need to answer. I'm not here to solve all problems. I'm here to survive, do my best, help some people, help myself, make the best out of it. My brain and everyone's brain is a incomplete thing, is a broken thing. It malfunctions. I'm not going to spend my time trying to answer everything that comes to my broken brain by the broken brain itself. All these things that come to your head because the brain is malfunctioning is focused on coming up with all kind of questions unnecessary. And you're trying to solve those questions with the same broken brain that is causing it, which will be a continuous answers that are not making sense or not complete. So leave that. Live your life on basics of life, things you need to do, enjoyment a little bit, balance. Don't worry about things too much. Nothing can harm you. You're in charge. That's what you are. You are in charge. Regardless of how many suggestions by others or your brain in form of thought shows up. None of them can do anything. You don't need to interpret them. You don't need to answer them. You don't need to digest them. Just move on and pay attention to what it is that is important to you in life. And these things that show up are not important. They really are not. Just waste your time. Keeps making this work. The idea in life is to make this thing, let's keep working, work less. Come to the present moment. Because if it's working, it can't be working in the present moment. There's not too many things happening. It can be working a little bit, that's what we take care of the present moment. If it's working too much, it's thinking about some possibilities and things happen in the past or some things that might suggest it might happen in the future. But none of them are real because the only thing real is the now. And the now only needs this function. Brain functions enough. But the way OCD brain works is too much, which is about things that don't exist and about things that have passed. You want to fix those. None of them have anything to do with your present existence. So be realistic and don't follow the request of the brain. Just let it come, and eventually it learns not to come up with all these questions. Just say, I don't know, I don't care. We talked about what is thought, how to stop it, right? And says, yeah, okay. Says so close to recovery. Don't consider that like this, so close to recovery, as if recovery is a stage and you're so close to achieve it. No, recovery doesn't mean anything. But recovery, what? You're always recovering. Recovering from what? There are always going to be distraction and bullshit. You can't stop all those bullshit or distractions. It just means how to negotiate and navigate through it. That's recovery. Recovery is not when all these things stop, they don't show up anymore, or you have all the answers to all the questions that show up in your brain. That's not recovery. That's bullshit. You don't need to know answers to everything. You don't need to stop the thoughts and all that. Knowing how to live with the thoughts, being there, and you just simply managing, negotiating life and pay attention to necessities of what you need to accomplish is recovery, management, negotiation. There is no such thing. You think everybody else's brain doesn't have these things? They have in different levels. Everybody has. Why? Because the brain in its nature is broken. It's not complete. It's fucked up. Somebody duped you to think, oh, brain is so intelligent. Our brain is fucked up miserable, sick, and stupid. You, on the other hand, your awareness is wise awareness that can see the stupid and stupidity and then negotiate, decide, and manage what to pay attention to, what not to pay attention. That's recovery. Dan Watson, thank you. You've helped me make my mind up. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. You guys know that I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com. www.mindthatseekstruth.com. And if you guys need to talk to me for a consultation, you can go on that site, make an appointment for an hour, and I usually add another half an hour on me, especially for new clients, and then we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And once I have make up my mind, I'm going to try and end it on good terms and move on. The main thing is I'm there for my daughter. Yes. It says, thank you. You've helped me make up. Oh, that's the second of it. It says, good terms, try and move on and stay on my own for a bit. Yeah, okay. You can still date her and have sex with her if that's what she wants, but moving in, you don't have to be so abrupt. I didn't want to charge you to go and break up. I wanted to know that being in a relationship with her is fine, but keep your eyes open for another opportunity. But that's where you are in her life. She wants sex, she wants intimacy, and she wants a young man to do the things that she doesn't want to do or doesn't have the time to do. And she knows an older man, he would not necessarily do all the things that she hopes that you would do because you're younger. She can kind of manipulate you in a way, maybe a little sex, a little here, a little maturity, and you get kind of depressed or confused. So she's not necessarily using you. She needs you in a way for her own purposes, which includes also sex and all that. So you can have that relationship continue for sexual pleasure, but don't get her pregnant and don't fall into moving in. That's a big step at your age, at her age, three kids there, one kid. You focus on your own. When you're there with four kids, you'll have less time for yours. Your duty is for your daughter to be the best father you can be for her. And for that reason, you don't want to put her through anxiety of having three other kids there and the mother there is their mother. She's going to be doing all the most of the things, the cooking and all that. So the motherly things and kids need, especially the daughter. She's not going to get that as a priority. It's not, but she can have all of you. Your daughter can have all of you. So you pay attention to her, focus your time on her, and make sure you spend enough time with your mother for your daughter's sake, so she will have family around. And keep the relationship with that woman too, as long as you know you're comfortable and you haven't found another girl that is more positioned to be with you. Like if she's 25-year-old, 26-year-old, maybe she has one kid herself. That's understandable. One on one is equal. Or she's like 24, 23, you'll have a kid with her. Again, that's okay. But this arrangement is should be remain a sexual pleasure and nothing more, especially at your age. So I've experienced this cups of they've holding their heart for a long time. But gold knee. Gold knee part two. Where's the part one? Where's part one, Goldie? This is part two. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And he says she's texting her new boyfriend in front of me daily. Says and she doesn't care. I'm trying to stay strong and don't show my emotions, but it affects. Yeah, well, so what? Just consider her a roommate, no longer your girlfriend. That's done. Look, her choices doesn't make you a less of a man. Being with you doesn't make you more of a man, and not being with you on her choice doesn't make you less of a man. But you think it does because you think your manhood and your worth and value is in the hands of one woman who may choose you or not choose you. How could this world work like this? That a choice of a woman about who she wants to sleep with makes you a man or breaks you out of a man. If you allow your brain to actually think this way and you believe it, then you're fucked because it's not realistic. Because just as you forget about this girl and you're with another girl who chooses you, you have the same feeling of, oh, I'm top of the world. So you're leaving your manhood in the hands of the choices of other people. That's not right. It's either they like to be in a relationship with you or not. That's it. It doesn't change your manhood. I'm more of a man when she wants me, less of a man when she wants somebody else. She compared me with somebody else. Hell, what do you mean? Who's that somebody else? And what does that mean? Who says that her choices of choosing somebody else means that somebody else is better than you? What about you being higher echelon and she can't handle you and she chooses someone, which means she's looking for less than you? That's how you should think of yourself. If I'm with a woman and the woman somehow chooses another man, then I say, since I think I'm top of the world, then it seems to me that she's choosing another one because she's looking for less than. Because I don't believe anything more than. Ooh, selfish, maybe. Realistic, possibly. Why? Because I know myself. I don't know others. So how can they? How can I think of them being better than? Why would I think of someone that I know nothing of better than the one that I know everything about? So on that note, I say if I'm a good person and she passes on to go somewhere else, that somewhere else definitely is less than. So she's looking for less than. I don't want someone who's looking for less than. Because I'm top dog. That's how you should think of yourself. Therefore, it doesn't bother you if she stays with you. If she doesn't, chooses somebody else. She chooses somebody else. It doesn't mean that somebody else that she chose is better than you. It doesn't make him better than you because she chose it. It just makes him less than you. Makes her interested in less than you because she has the top dog right now. And she went somewhere else because she cannot handle what your expectations or what your qualities are. She cannot be on the same level. That's how you should think, rather than getting hurt. Oh, she's texting another guy, and because of her texting action, it's not to me. It makes me less than the one that she's texting. What kind of fucking logic is that? So reverse that. All right. Now going to so we're looking to leave a difference, but we can't find it. Okay. It says when I wasn't at home for 4 days, she brought her new boyfriend to home and take a shower together and slept in our bed. Oh, shit. I knew this because she left a lot of evidence behind her and admitted. Oh, that's pretty bad taste of her. She's an idiot. No class. You're lucky actually that this is happening because obviously she's got no manners, no class, no respect for this relationship. So just separate yourself from her. She doesn't deserve you. Yeah? Be a gentleman to the last moment and move out or have her move out. Make more effort to find place and move out. This is totally she's shit. I'm not against somebody choosing somebody else. That's fine. But bringing that guy in the same apartment, in the same bed that you guys sleep, that's inconsiderate and very cheap, low class. So move on. You're getting your answers why you shouldn't be with them. Yeah, so simple. That's it's good news. Answers, and finally, thank you very much because all of this happened in time of exams. And thanks to your channel, I stayed strong and accomplished what I had to accomplish. Excellent. I'm proud of you. Delighted to hear that. Guys, remember, we always can use a little promotion on your part for the channel. You know, YouTube really doesn't do a good job in promoting my channel. So if you guys find it helpful and with good content, then promote it on your social media, the videos that you like, something about it, or chat line, whatever you can. I'd appreciate it. Dad does dating, says, I split up with my long term relationship 11 months ago and regretted it ever since. I have recently started dating again, but I'm not really enjoying it. Do you think I'm not ready to date again? No, you've been ready for too long. You've been sitting on your ass for too long, suffering and sulking about some decision you made or decision was made, which obviously that shouldn't be the relationship you should be in. Why? Because if it was the relationship you should be in, it would be broken up. If it's broken up, obviously means it wasn't going to work because it didn't. So for something that didn't work out and it wasn't going to work out, so it didn't, why are you waiting around for what? Why are you regretting it? I don't know enough information to make more comments. So you might want to, if you like, make an appointment with me on my site and we'll discuss it. And he says, do you think I'm not ready to date again yet and should leave it for no? You should date and you should take the shit out of your head and understand life is moving on. What are you waiting for? You think time will solve your problem that you miss her and all these regretful? Why do you regret? Obviously, you had reasons to break it up, or she broke it up, or somehow it got broken up. Those reasons still stand, regardless of the fact that you only can think about the good times of it and you regret the good times. You can't regret the bad times, and the bad times was the reason that you guys broke up. So that's the reality of it. It shouldn't be together because it didn't work out. So now, time is passing by, man. Go find a good girl, spend your time. That's what the journey of life is. Sometimes things last for a month, 2 months, 2 years, 10 years, and they break up, and then you go on. That's what life is. You can't turn this temporary life to a permanent life, and expectation of turning something temporary to permanent brings suffering. That's why you're suffering because you think, oh, I should have that back. Why? It's like saying, oh, I had an apple from this apple tree, and you keep walking. Oh, I should have stayed with that apple tree and keep eating apples. Yeah, but then you wouldn't be walking and see anything else. Okay, maybe you should have taken 3, 4 apples and then carry with you. Okay, when it's finished, well, that's the duration of it. You can't constantly, oh, I want that apple tree. No, there are other apple trees. Open your goddamn eyes and you can see on your way, on your hike, on your journey, there are other apple trees, orange trees, peach. So you can see how these things are available. Instead, you constant. Why? Because you become a lazy ass. That was available. These ones I have to work with, introduce myself, and see what I can compatible with all that. But the same thing with that one because that one used to be. It's not anymore. So it's not having a better chance thinking about it to get back with it than the ones that you don't know. They both are having the same. In fact, the ones that you don't know have a chance that you can make it with them. The ones that you've left or it didn't work out, you know it's not going to work out either if you guys try again because you know the problems. That wouldn't go away. But the new ones, it's better chance to work out. So go ahead and date. Don't waste time. I don't know how old you are. You didn't tell me how old you are, where you are located. These are prerequisites. I shouldn't have answered the question. Tell me how old you are, where you're located, which city. And Christina says, "Hi, Meran, female, 29, New York City. Oh, I was thinking about you just a few days ago. I'm delighted to hear from you. How's everything? How's you're becoming a lawyer, right? Yes, a lawyer. So how's it going?" Says, talking to you, I'm talking to a guy who lives in another country. I went to see him in his country, about a month ago, and we both have a great time together. And finally, thank you very, no, okay, one of two, let's go to two. He told me that he wants to continue talking to me to get to know me more, but it doesn't seem like he will be committed to a relationship. So I'm not sure if I should continue talking to him. You can talk to him to fill your ego or fill your vacuum, what's needed, but look around for other guys right in your look. Long distance relationship is a shits. It's more of a disappointment than anything else. First of all, you traveled to his country. That was a mistake. He should have traveled to yours. He's a guy. That shows a little commitment. But what you did, you showed you committed. So now you put him in a position that he thinks he's the catch. So he's not making a committing move because you already made that clear that you're there for him. You're offering yourself. And if you say that he couldn't have come to the United States, I can understand that. But then he could have met on a neutral ground, a third country. So it would be new hope. And you could actually see that he is making a commitment to come, effort. And you're making. Otherwise, in here, you're just presenting yourself. Why? Because it shows you more eager than he is. Unless you guys had already made some plans that would continue, and this would be just one of the trips next time he would come, would be back and forth, mature plan. But at your age, having done this, I don't know what his age is, that could have given him a little bit wrong message. This is what you probably are getting. But then again, at least you know where the guy stands because you can feel it. You know, there's always saying that says if you give something to someone for free, they think that's what it's worth. And I don't mean to give money for their travel, but I mean if they don't make an effort, if they don't do something to make that happen as a partnership, they think that their value is more than yours and what you're offering them, that's what it's worth now. So you learn it for next time and stop selling yourself short. You're a good looking girl, educated, have a good mind. I know you for a bit, so you should have more confidence in yourself than just packing up, going somewhere to meet a guy. What happened to the lady life, ladyhood? Let the guy come and show you that he's interested and he's serious. Yes, he can come. Unless he couldn't come there, then you would have made different arrangements to be equal, not so overly, oh, I'm here for you, here it is. I'm here to visit, I'm staying with you in your home, your bed, and all that. Okay. Why would he be committed? Unless you guys had already had made arrangements and agreed, and this would be just another step towards. All right. No, you can talk to him, but not to fulfill your plans with him. You should actually make a new assessment that you made an effort, you went there, you were with him, you had fun, but you have a feeling that he's not a committing guy. So if that is the feeling, which is a correct feeling, you can feel it, obviously, then why would you want to continue? You want to convince a guy? If you have to convince a guy to commit to you, not at all. He should show you his commitment without you trying to ask for it to convince him. It's not a sales pitch to convince him. So what are you talking about? You already went there, you saw it, you had fun, you have compatibility. Now you're back and you can feel he's not committed. So why should you pull back, look for something else? Just because you haven't found what you're looking for in New York doesn't mean it doesn't exist there. Just because you haven't found it yet. Simple. It's a big city. And just because you haven't found it there doesn't mean that this one that you kind of have a thing going doesn't mean that's the right one. And that's the one you should pursue. It just means it happened to be quasi working, but it's not necessarily what you're looking for. So reassess. Don't say, well, this is better than what I have here, which is nothing. So I settle with that. Well, that's a disaster. No, you've got time. You're young and you don't have to rush. Just focus on yourself, your career, your wisdom, your whatever it is that you're training yourself on, and in time, and have a little bit more value for yourself. But just don't throw yourself at the same time. I know it can be frustrating if you don't find the right person, but that's what it is. All right, now we have conscious motivations. This male 25 Sweden says, "Hi, I'm currently dating a girl who wanted space." Well, okay. Tell her to watch Star Wars. It's got lots of space there. Or Star Trek. I want space. That's such a stupid thing that some people say to each other. I want space. Oh, really? Why don't you say that you're not interested anymore? Because that will be clear. Space for what? Space so I can hold you here and check out, see what other guys are out there. And when I find the right one, then I want to separate from. But at this point, I want to have you unleash just so that you won't be interrupting my reconnaissance missions, and at the same time, I would have you here so you would give me moral support to suck up to me, make me feel good, keep calling me, texting me, so I feel confident. So when I'm hitting on the other guys, I'll be confident. That's what it is. I want space. Says, listen, I give you a lot more space. I give you a permanent space. You come back to me when you figured it out. There's nothing better out there for you. And if you did find, well, kudos to you. You have my blessing. Adios. And Abhishek Gill says, hey, Miran. Hello, Abhishek. And let's continue with consciousness motivation because it's got a few of them there. And then I come to Ram B. And consciousness afterwards, she then texted me and thanked me for being the old me that she started to like and that she appreciates it. I'm just scared now. Should I keep not reaching out as much? Don't. Pay no attention to her. Leave her be. She's now got the upper hand, telling you that I appreciate your old you, or whatever it is that means. Uh, See, thank me for being the old me. I don't know what that means, you or her. And she started to like and that she appreciates me. Okay, fine. All that is just philosophical mumbo jumbo bullshit. You want me? Come. You don't want me? Fuck off. Don't play with my head. To train me to be in your hands by leaving me, giving me a kudos. I appreciate you that you're a good old you. It's like what? Okay, now I'm crumbling. What else can I do to be more to your liking? They don't even know what they're doing, but they're automatically, some of them know they are controlling you. So you just say nothing. Don't respond to her. Don't thank her. Oh, thank you, dear. I will always be there for you. No, none of that shit. Just say okay. That's it. Or nothing. Now you're scared. This is exactly what happens. When you think that they're above you and they're now controlling your emotions by taking away the meat, throwing you crumbles. Now you say, oh, I've been away from meat. I'm hungry. Now the crumble is here. Now what can I do to get more? This is a training, like training a dog. Don't fall for that. Just say, thank you, dear. That's it. Nothing. When you coming back? When can I taste you? Can we go out? Can I text you? None of that shit. Let her simmer in her own plans, and then if she wants to carry on, go. She can go. If she comes back, then she got to be on her own, not you convincing her. And then conscious motivation says, and should I let her initiate more contact and ask me out instead of opposite? Never ask her out ever again. She told me I'm not like other guys she's dated. She's been dating in that space. She's very feminine and said that she likes masculine men and that I am masculine and she likes it. Okay, fuck that bullshit. Just go on, date other girls. And if she comes back, we'll discuss it. And if she said, why'd you go out with other girls? So because you wanted the space. And in that space, you were going out with other guys. Why shouldn't I go? As you said, I'm a masculine guy and I want girls and I want women. You don't want to be my woman? That's your prerogative. I appreciate that. But I need a woman. Simple. So that's what I have to say about that. And we go back to Rumba, Rumbi. Rumbi says, hi, it's kind of hard to hear you. Is it? You guys have a hard time hearing me. Can you guys tell me if you can hear me? Can I get a response quickly, please, guys? Can you guys hear me? Can someone respond to me if you can hear me? Great Gamma says can hear you fine. Wombi says a little bit. Still possible to make out what you say. But I don't understand. Oh, I see. Dad says you fade in and out. Is that any better now? Can you guys let me know if you can hear me now? And a bunch of you together, let me know, not just one or two. I want to see what the majority feels. Just tell me two things. Before this, were you hearing me okay? Not just one or two, all of you, please answer. And now, do you hear me better than before? Yes, what? Yes, what? There were two questions. Can you hear me better than before? And could you hear what I've been saying up to now? Okay, great gamma says both times fine. Okay, sorry, as long as you hear me now, it's good. All right, so we go back to do. Where were you? Okay, says Muhammad Umar. Muhammad, you forgot your age and where you're tuning in from. What is your opinion on porn and its effect on HOCD? I have a video on that, so you can watch that so we can go on and don't spend time on that here. Here it is. That is respond to that question. The title of this video is Porn and HOCD. So I just put the link there for you. You can choose to watch that. Just go on my channel and type in porn and HOCD. Just type in porn. There are two videos I just put up here for you. But if you go on my search engine and just type in porn, you will have four videos coming. Okay, and you can watch all of them. One of them is 7 minutes, the other two are 2 minutes, and the other one is 5 minutes. So just go search it. I'll put two of them up for you, and here's the third one, and then you can look at the fourth one yourself. All right, so we go on to Rombi says, hi, it's kind of hard to hear. Okay, that was it. But I see you have an AKG C41 yeah, microphone. Maybe your streaming software is set up to use your default. No, it was set up for that, but I now changed it to the default from the laptop. So I guess you guys can hear me now. So we go to Rumbi says, mindless like Shiva. What does that mean? Mindless like Shiva? Is it the middle of a sentence or am I missing part of it? Okay. Now, Mohammed says, what's your opinion? Okay, I told you that. Steven says, hello, Maron. Hello, Steven. And Steven says, male 42, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. Steven says, at work, taking a break till 3 and saw you live. Oh, good. Good of you to join us. And so you got 1 minute left, I guess. And he says, so last week, that girl I was dating came to my place to pick up a few things. It was after a week of no contact. She began texting and calling me, but she still acted not so warm and distant. You keep doing what you've been doing. Just ignore her. So I went to party that same night and took a picture with two attractive girls who she dislikes. They posted the picture on Instagram, and while she was out with her friends, she saw the picture and began texting me all upset. Says later that night, she called me drunk, asking me to help her because she lost her key to her apartment. I was too drunk to drive, and she wasn't making sense, so I didn't go. Good. Next day, she apologized. All right, you did the right thing, not going. And you could have just said, take an Uber, come to my place. That's it. You can't just, when you're drunk, you can't just go pick her up. And saying, she apologized, saying that she didn't remember texting me so late, been a week, and I haven't reached out to her. It's all bullshit. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's now caught off guard that there are other possibilities for you. And that's it. That's the end of your inquiry. So yeah, just continue doing what you've been doing. In other words, go out with other girls and uh, put an end to this bullshit that some people in the middle of their relationship somehow go wacko and try to get space and then expect to do whatever they want to do, but you can't do anything what you want to do and all that. So just ignore her, go continue going on your way. She comes back, she comes back, she doesn't, the hell with it. You carry on with your plans. And Rumby says, and she doesn't care. Where were we? Where were we? Kind of, okay, yeah. I don't know what the story is here. I can't follow that. Okay. So we go to, so she doesn't care, golden image, but she actually does so much. She needs to instant constant distraction. Okay, I don't understand that. Orlando Osuna says, hi, Meran. Orlando 45, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you for this. Has been broken up with my ex for about 2 weeks now. Okay. How do you deal with intimacy, flashbacks, and sexual desires that torture you after breakup? Well, that's the fact of life. You just understand that these things that are not torturing you, just telling you had this fun with her. So, but now it's not. So go find another. Like you had a beautiful, tasty peach from the tree, and then later on you remember how tasty it was. I wish I had that now, but at least you had that before. That's what you should focus. And then now look for a new peach. Otherwise, don't envy the fact that, I can't have permanency to the temporary delicious peach that I had. I want that to be permanent. And that's the suffering. You had a temporary fun and pleasure with it, enjoyed it, loved it, and that's great. Now you'll be on the pursuit of finding another peach tree, another delicious peach. There are all kinds all over the world. There's no um, what is it, monopoly on peach trees. So if you look at it that way, it doesn't matter what you remember of the intimacy. It was all good and it was you and you enjoyed it. Now it's not there. That's part of life. Understand it. Don't expect that you have control on all the events of life. Just appreciate what you had and in pursuit of to have again somewhere else in another fashion, possibly similar to what you had, but still different. And that's perfectly okay. Don't try to resurrect what is no longer in existence. That becomes suffering. Just understand you had it and now you liked it. Okay, be in the pursuit of something similar. And there are even better ones, doesn't have to be similar. So no need to envy about what you had. Just enjoy what you had. So, oh, great, that's a good memory. But say when I want the memory to be continuous, that becomes a problem. Just enjoy the memory and then go make another one with somebody else. And Orlando says, do you recommend abstinence and celibacy after? No, why? If the opportunity comes along, go for it. If you don't have the feeling for it, don't. There's no specific remedy for, after break, I should be away from intimacy for 2 years. No. Why? If you find a girl, you like her and meets your qualifications, you meet hers, and all the other concerns, health concerns, and all that is considered, why not? What are you waiting for? You think you're going to live to be 200 years old? No, life is short. It doesn't mean to have to take risks and health risks, but life is short. Don't envy or be in your memory about what it was in the past. The past, you had it. The past is dead, is gone, doesn't exist. So thinking about it is just a memory, living in virtual world, which is not an actual world. So come out of it, come into present moment, enjoy the experiences that you had. That's great, but don't crave to restructure the experiences in the past the way it was in the past. Now move on and find other experiences and enjoy that. There's no sense of being celibate for what? You know, as long as the certain criteria are observed, health issues and other matters, compatibility and properness and so on, life is short. Go for it. Enjoy it. Celibate for what? What do you think she was? What? Cure for common cold? What was it? What was her issue? What has she done that she's so amazing that without her, there would be no other woman just as good? There's so many women, one better than the other. What was she? Hmm? Taking care of the elderly, feeding the child, hungry children? No. What was she doing in life that she's so high and mighty? It was just sex. Nothing more, because if it was something more, she would still be with you. She broke up. That means that's what it was. Whatever the relationship was, sex, intimacy, appreciation, compatibility for some period of time. That was it. But now it's not. So look at it for what it is now, not what it was. When you look at it as what it was, you think what it was is what it is. What it was is not what it is, because if what it was what it is, then what it is would be just now here, not breaking up. And if you didn't understand what I said about what it is, what it was, that makes two of us. But I think you did. I think you did, because I did for a moment. So, in other words, don't try to make what it is what it was. What it was, it was. And what it is, it should be new. So go ahead, make what it is something new, amazing, wonderful. You don't want what it is to become what it was, because what it was is no longer is. Therefore, what should it be? It should be something new, not what it was. On that note, we go to station identification and have a word from our sponsor, which we don't have. All right, I'm in a goofy mood because your question's driving me crazy. Go on, live your lives. Life's short. God damn it, stuck with all bullshit. All right. Romby says, sleeping in the same bed as you used to do is pretty messed up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And says a lot about her. I agree. Yes, it does. Then, therefore, you got your cue. Great Gamma says, hello, Mehran. I'm 26 male from London. This time last year, I met a woman from my culture. And Gamma, what is your culture? I don't know. And religion. And we started to date with serious intentions of getting married. We had a lot of chemistry and emotional and mental connections. We became intimate. And a few weeks after, professing out love to each other, she said she disconnected. But a few weeks after professing out love to each other, she says she's disconnected. Okay, I see. Okay. A few weeks after that, I found out she's now speaking with another one. All right. Okay. That means obviously you lucked out. She wasn't the right girl. A few weeks after, okay. My heart is broken. No, it shouldn't be. You should be jubilant that you found this out about her now. At least you scored. You're not going home empty handed. There we go. That's my boy. That's how you should think. Okay, I'm glad that she's not the right one, and I know it now, not when I get married and she would still have a second thought. And I'm glad that at least I got some, so it wasn't all for nothing. There we go. It's all good. And it says, my heart broken in million pieces. No bullshit. Shouldn't be. Your heart should be strong as ever because you found out something that it was bound to happen possibly after marriage. That would be disaster. If a girl is such a stupid flake that confesses to you love motions and then says, I'm disconnected, she's not worth your life to commit to. She's not worth it. Face it. You're not looking at her. You're seeing her with the eye of desire that you had intimacy with her and it was fine. And that desire for intimacy is describing her to you instead of you allowing her actions and emotions and faithfulness and commitment to represent her. You're not allowing that. You're masking that because the pleasure part is what you're focusing on. The pleasure part, you can get it from somebody else, even better. But what's missing here is not the pleasure part. Pleasure part is easy, but this one doesn't have the commitment, doesn't respect her word. She actually betrays her own choice. She says she loves you, yet she pays attention to another man. That's fucked up. So be happy, jubilant that you got this now. And you got some. So you're one up. Now you go on, find another woman. And that's the end of that. No worries. Million pieces. Who is she to tear your heart into million pieces? Nothing. Bullshit. Stop believing that nonsense. And says, as I was very good and loving to her as well as serious for marriage. You know, how old are you? 26. You got no business to get married right now. Fuck off. Go find another girlfriend. Don't be a baby. And you have to have certain kind of expectations from a woman. Why would you want to marry a woman that at that age, obviously she's what, 26, 25, 24, something like that, that she's such a flake that after sleeping with the man and confessing the love between the two of you, and she's still hanging out with other people or texting, fuck that, disqualify her and be jubilant and thankful to your God or whatever it is that you believe that you got to know this about her now. And wish her well, but wish yourself well as well. You deserve better. Not just because I was nice and kind. Why did she not? Because she's not sure of herself. She's not confident woman. A confident woman will not simply be looking around all the time. All right? Simple. That's her problem, not yours. And she definitely doesn't deserve a man like you. Says, apart from missing her intensely, you shouldn't. I can't get over how, despite saying she loved me, why is it that you can't get over it? She's an idiot. Why should you worry about it? Obviously, she's not competent. She's not trustable with her own choices. And a person that cannot even respect her own choice, switch that over in a jiffy. That was the wrong choice. You actually lucked out. Go count your stars, celebrate, and stop looking at this with the eye of ego and desire. Looking at it with clarity. You got saved. Somebody likes you to save you from this bullshit. Good for you. Now go enjoy it. Stop bullshitting. Okay. Charles DC says male 35 Belgium. Oh, bonjour. He says bonjour. Oh, bonsoir, Meron. Oh, bonjour. It's about 3 heures in the afternoon here. And says, hope you are doing well. Thank you very much. Why is it so complicated for a person who breaks up to tell the truth or simply admit what happens instead of blaming the person they leave because they don't have a good reason, because you've been a great guy? Simple. You think people are all about taking responsibility for what they do? The world is full of people who escape responsibility and try to blame others because they don't have the guts and ability to manage something properly. So they fuck up and they want to blame somebody else because they always want to be looking like, I didn't do anything wrong, instead of admitting, I didn't know what to do, I fucked up, I'm not good enough, I got to get better, I got to improve myself. Simple. um and says, yeah, that's it. There's no mystery about it. And you don't need to actually have their justification why they left you. The fact is, they left you for whatever reason. Who gives a shit? You shouldn't, because you were who you were, as decent and nice as you were, and somebody couldn't appreciate that. Why do you want a conversation about it? Why do you want a reason or um, what is it? Justification for it? Why? It's them who did it. It's their problem. You're still the same good guy. You offer all these wonderful things somebody is. Just because somebody cannot appreciate a diamond necklace or ring doesn't mean that it depreciates a diamond because they didn't choose it. Well, they're idiots. They don't have the taste. They don't have the understanding. They don't have the understand values. They don't understand qualities. So what difference does it make if the person says, well, I didn't like the diamond because its cut is not baguette, is brilliant. Is all bullshit. Is because they couldn't afford it. That's all. There is no explanation needed to the jeweler why they didn't buy the ring. Everybody knows it's a great thing. It's brilliant. It's diamond. It's valuable. So if somebody doesn't want it because they couldn't afford it, the design can be changed. So if there's something that needs to be changed in design, character, or little uh, changes of behavior, that could be done. But they didn't go there, did they? No. They just said, oh, sorry, it's not exactly what I want. Why? Because they can't afford it. So really, you asking why they don't explain, because they have no explanation. They just couldn't afford it. That's what you should think of. You should think of yourself top of the line, the top dog. And if somebody doesn't choose you, that means they are looking for something less. Why? Because you know you're top dog. Don't consider if they don't choose you, they are looking for something better than you, because you're the top dog. So conclude that when they cannot be with you is because they can't afford you. They're looking for something less. And what's there to envy if they're looking for something else? That's what you consider other people to be, less than you in that echelon, in that scenario. All right. Now we go. Rum B says, excuse me, the infamous, I don't remember it happening. I was so drunk. Yeah, yeah. Um, Tico says, hello, I'm 15 and experiencing HOCD now. I have a question. If I liked women before and even had crushes on them, does that mean that I'm heterosexual and it will never change? Yes, that's what it means. So don't worry. These are thoughts, these are brain activity, not you. You will always be the same, and what you love to be, what you prefer to be, what you like to be, what you choose to be. That is thought and malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, which we have elaborate videos on how HOCD behaves and why it happens and how you can rewire the brain. So that's going to be a long one, so we're not going to get into it. But your question is, yeah, you are heterosexual, and that will not change. Don't worry about it. Just deal with understanding the malfunction of the brain signals. That's all. And conscious motivation says, Mehran, she did text me again and wanted to meet me, and we did and had a great date. This is what I meant. I don't understand. Where were we? I'm lost. I don't remember what how we left it, says, and that I am masculine and she likes it. And then she did text me and wanted to meet, and we met. Another, okay, so still wait for her to call you back. Don't pursue. The more you pursue these kind of girls that are wishy-washy, the more they think, oh, you're not the right one because you're coming after them. Their problem is their confidence, not you. I want space is full of shit, means nothing. So you want a space, you can take space as much as you want. You come back to me when you've got your head screwed on right. I don't have time to play your games. I don't want a space. I have chosen you, and until I'm clear that is you're not, that's not your choice, then I'm staying here. Now you wanted space, so you went. So you come back to me. I'm not gonna run after you just as soon as you say, "Oh, okay, you're very masculine. I want you." Okay, what's gonna be next? Another space? For now, this is what you get. You want me? You come to me now. You say you've gone and checked others, and they're not masculine, and I'm masculine. So then, come to me. I'm not gonna run after you. That's it. No, don't be rude, but that's the posture you'll take. Be nice, but just say, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, you can call me whenever you want, or I'll see. We'll decide then, or whatever. Don't give her any certainty because she's not the type that would be attracted to certainty. She wants to be on her toes. She's not sure if you want her or not. As long as that happens, she'll constantly contact you. But once you just offer yourself totally, she gets certainty, they can't handle it. Not everybody, not every woman is so confident that appreciates that commitment. Most are not confident. That's why they're constantly looking to see what else is out there because they want to gauge their worth and value with number of attentions that they get rather than attention from one person that they've chosen. That's their problem, not yours. So play it cool, and if it worked, fine. If it doesn't, you keep going out with other girls. And if she says, well, you're taking the space, so I need a girlfriend, so I'm just trying to find new friends because there is no commitment from you, and I don't know if the space that you need end up with somebody else or not. Uh, you know, I'm not here to wait for you too long. You got to make your decision. You want to be my girlfriend or not? You don't? That's, I respect that. You do? Well, then I expect certain behavior that would, uh, you know, qualify you as a girlfriend. Otherwise, go find yourself first because, uh, you know, just doesn't make sense to me. But I respect your decision. All right. Okay. Rom B says, I don't have any particular question, just enjoying the wisdom. Okay, thank you. So I still have intrusive thoughts about an ex from more than a year ago. She literally broke me, but I know I'm a hopeless case too. She didn't break you. You think you allow it to be interpreted as if it broke you because you think if you consider yourself broken, you're giving more love and desire for pleasure towards her. And that's what your hang up. You love women, you love sex, and you don't have that now. So you consider that she broke you. What broke you? What? Who is she to break you? You can give what you gave her to somebody else, and she would appreciate it more than the one who left you. So what makes it so important, special that you think so highly of her? The one who leaves you does not deserve your attention. That's the end of it. You may go through a natural time of kind of grief or envy or regret or whatever the hell you may feel. It's natural. Every one of us do that, but don't make it to be an actual fact of life that without her things are difficult. No, it's not. You're just in love with your desire. Understand that, guys, please, and girls. When you're so smitten with someone after breakup, it's not that you think she's the solution to your life or he's the solution to your life. It's not that you're in love with her. How could you be in love with someone who doesn't want to be with you? Doesn't make sense. You're in love with the concept of loving someone. You're in love with your desire. You're in love to fulfill your desire. Your desire has become more important than you. So you're following the command and wishes of your desire. You're following the desire of your desire, not you. You got to understand you're more important than your desire. Your desire should not be leading your way. Once you fall in love with your desire, once you fall in love with fulfilling what your desire wishes, then you will not have proper judgment about what qualifies to worth being with you. You will just follow what desire says, and then you have no judgment in the case anymore. You're just trying to fulfill what desire commands rather than considering the qualification of that girl that you think you should pursue and you miss. If you understand this and put yourself ahead of desire, then you say, I don't care what you want and what you make me want to pursue desire. I decide on that. And this does not qualify for me to desire her. Why? Because she's left me. That qualification is not there. That disqualifies her. So, regardless of you desire, that is only thinking about intimacy and the rest of it, I would like to offer my intimacy to some girl who qualifies according to my expectation standards. Then I will allow you desire to come into the picture. Otherwise, I'm not going to follow you. So, in other words, don't allow desire become more important than you are and call the shots and you follow desire. That's the problem. So, all these feelings that you have, she broke me and all that, is not you. Your logic tells you it's bullshit. It's your desire for intimacy that is leading your path. You shouldn't allow that. So your beef is not with her or her lure or power. No, it's with your desire that is just doesn't have any responsibility, doesn't think about anything, any standards, just want to have intimacy. Then just you gotta show desire who the boss is. You're the boss, not desire, not ego. That's a long discussion we can have later. All right. Aman says you missed my question, Maron, at first. It's just one. Really? Did I? Where? I don't see a question from you, Aman. I just see one says Aman Gatpal, 21 male India. That's it. There's no question. Nope. I don't see anything here, Aman. I checked again. All right. Rambi says, on this one, I was replying to someone else's. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Rombi says, you're like a tough, loving father taken to his heartbroken child. I love it. Thank you. That's pretty much what I think I am. Othman Rassi says, hello, my ex. Othman, first, age, gender, where are you tuning in from? Then I get to your question. I don't know who you are, how old you are, all that. You got to tell me your age, where you tuning in from, your gender, and tell me how old she is and where she's from. All these little things helps me. J Elite or Elite X is 30 male from where? 30 male from where? I need the background. 30 male, my ex broke up with me, then asked to be friend to prove my overthinking and repetitive behavior will stop. It was going well, and then we fell out, and now she's blocked me and won't talk at all. Okay. She's been texting her lots, but I have now stopped due to wanting to keep my respect. Okay. I haven't begged. Okay. I just wanted to know what she was up to. No, leave her this weekend and how she was. Leave it. She was forwarding my messages. Okay. On to her friend, and her friend was telling me to stop messaging her. So I have stopped, but just keep hurting. No hurt needed. Why should you hurt? She's not the only girl in the world. She doesn't want to talk to you. Respect the woman's wishes in regards to romantic behavior, intimacy, and friendship. If they don't want to be friend with you, that's fine and respect it. That's a man. We men don't just protect women from out dangers outside and other people or other events and challenges in life. We also must protect them from our own desires. This is a real man. Protects women not just from all the protection that it could be necessary, also protects women from his own desires. That's a real man. Being a man is not about being a male. A donkey has a penis. That doesn't make it a man. Being a man is a character. That feeling of protecting children, protecting women, and protecting them from his own desires that is beneficial or pleasurable for him, but not the right thing for the woman. It has to be equally welcomed by both sides. And if there's something they don't want, you respect that. If they don't want to be friend with you, respect that. In that way, you also respect yourself. And you go on, find somebody who would be more compatible with your plans and interests. And a friend says, okay, you keep hurting. She said there's a good chance to get back together if I showed change. But I've lost that opportunity now and regret blowing my chance. Well, it's something you learn. And next time when you're with a new girl, you will behave differently. You will not be obsessive. You will not be repetitive. Whatever it was, your problems or challenges with each other. And now it's not even too late. If you just focus on your life, focus on your work, make money, and be happy, go to the gym, be fit, and work on your obsession to, I don't know, overthinking, whatever it was, because I don't know what it was. You didn't tell me clearly. And then just leave her alone. And she will see you're not contacting her, and she will probably, I don't know, hear or see or notice or miss you. And she may contact you. And then if you're still interested, which you may not be, you may have found somebody else, but don't be so possessive and don't be so sensitive about things. So it'll be a easier way to have a relationship. Scotland. Okay. Yeah. You guys always remember, I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, www.mindthatseekstruth.com. seekstruth.com, and you can make an appointment through the site. And for new clients, 1 hour appointment gets you at least 1.5 hours, if not two, depending on what we're talking about and how much time we need. So we can easily go through the details and discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And Rombi says, honestly, I have no idea why I gave her so much importance. She showed me time and time again that she is an awful person. And Rombi says, totally agree. I'm in love with being in love. Yes, there you go. That's a lot for your word. Thanks a lot for your words. I appreciate your take. You're quite welcome. And Rombi says, 36 male France. Okay. Atman Rassi says, we're both 20 from Morocco. All right, let's go back to, and Rambi says she was 27 female. Okay, thank you very much. So Atman says 20 from Morocco. Let's go to Atman's question. Oh, if I can find it now. If you guys put that information first, I can answer you right away. Atman says, hello, my ex, which is 20 years old, and he's 20 years old, from Morocco, broke up with me, and just 2 weeks later started dating someone she knew I didn't like. And she was playing along, agreeing with me when I was with her. It's just so crushing. Yeah, I know. It's disappointing because you expect your girlfriend to think in the same way, and when she agrees that she thinks it's the same way, but later on you find out that she actually didn't, it makes you feel betrayed in a way. Yeah. So be it. It just tells you what she's like. It's not a reflection on you that she lied to you or said things. It just means that she wanted to uh, be compatible with you, or she found she wasn't honest enough, or she thought it's not appropriate to disagree with you on that front. And she said what she said. That's not betraying you, because whatever she does is a reflection on her, not on you. So it just means she's not really that forthcoming, and what she's doing is obviously is not um, what she represented herself as, which makes her dishonest. So to you, at age 20, you should not give a shit, because she's 20 years old. She doesn't know better. She's going to be attracted to anybody that maybe makes her world a little bit colorful for a day. And if she doesn't have enough confidence, she will believe anybody who says anything at that age until she grows up and learns her lessons. And you at age 20, you don't know who you are really, and she doesn't know who she is. So what your choice about her doesn't mean she was the choice of your life. She was just somebody that you liked at age 20, when you don't even know who you are exactly, much information about yourself. So through time, this would have ended anyhow. A year from now, it would have gone. At age 20, they're like, you know, snowflakes here and there, and the wind blows them anywhere. And the same thing with you. You like this girl, and later on, but for you guys at age 20, you're more committed, because when you get some intimacy from the girl, that's the world for you at that age. You've never had it before. Didn't have it, enough of it. It's never going to be enough, but at least at that age, you haven't had enough of it. So you'd be really enticed and really excited, and really think of her as the world's class and the angel of the mercy and all that, the goddess that you've always dreamed of, because you're not thinking with your expectations, standards, and qualifications they expect from a woman. You're thinking with your hormones. And at that age, you can hug a tree and still be turned on and be loyal to the tree. Oh my God, you're a tree, I love you. That's how it is at that age. So when you love a girl at that age, doesn't mean that's a girl of your life. It just means that's where you are. But in a year or two, you get to know more about your consciousness. She'll get to know about herself. You may not even choose each other, and you will most probably want a different girl with more maturity, more wisdom. But at this age, that was suitable for you, until she showed you that she can't be reliable, and that's the end of that. And so you go on to the next girl and then learn more and more until you mature more and more, know more about yourself. And at age 28 or so, it's about time you get to know a little bit about yourself. Enough to know what kind of girl you want, what you expect from them. Not just sex, because that's one thing, but the relationship is not built on sex alone. Relationship may be initiated based on physical attraction and sexuality and intimacy, but it cannot hold if there is no component of the bonding on the consciousness level. So at this point, your consciousness is full of shit anyhow, or not enough good stuff in there, or valuable things for you to determine what kind of girl you want, because you don't even know exactly about yourself. But about age 28 or so, you get enough to know about yourself, so you know about your standards and things that you expect from a girl and qualifications and stand, and then you can choose a better girl. And that girl at similar age, 26, 27, also has an idea about who she is, what kind of man she wants, and then you guys can find compatibility and then build on the content of your consciousness and how compatible you are and bonding on the conscious level. And of course, the physical intimacy will add to the cohesiveness of the whole relationship. Otherwise, on its own, at this age, you can't really care about anything, because if this wasn't the case, she would be gone another, or you would be attracted to another girl in a short while anyhow, because you're developing and you are growing up. And J Elite or Light X says, thank you. She's 35. I have OCD. I think the issue was most of her friends was guys, and I looked too far into dirty jokes they send her. Apparently, I looked too far into things that made me anxious. Probably because she had been with guys I know also didn't help the situation. We both had ADHD, so maybe that was another thing. I see. Well, JT, let me remember where you were from. Scotland. And your age is 35. 30, oh, she was 35. She was 35, you're 30. Well, that's anyhow not the right age for you to she's probably going to be looking for somebody, I don't know, 40-year-old. So you let her go anyhow. Don't worry about her. Enjoy your life. She's not she's not the gift of the world. She's just another woman, and if it's not compatible to you for whatever reason, then you move on. Find somebody that is more compatible to you, and she's not necessarily the right girl for you anyhow. Ottoman says the issue really is seeing them every day. Well, listen, you see lots of things every day. You can't avoid that. You're not in control of things being there or not being there. Maybe you don't like dog shit, but every time you pass the street, there are dog shits around. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm not going to go around because I don't want to see dog shit. They have to clean that up before I feel comfortable. No, you got to learn in life. You got to be able to deal and negotiate things regardless if you like them or not. They're there. But your focus will show you the way. If you're not focused on what it is that you want to pursue and accomplish in life, then you'll be looking around all the time, and everything else that is out there is going to take your attention away from what you want to do. But if you focus on what you want to do, then all these other things that are there and you don't like them, it won't become any issue for you. So you see her, great. I see her. Oh, that's a girl I used to bang. That's the selfish end. And then you make fun of it. And then those are the people that I don't like being around her. But hey, they are. She's there and they're there and I'm here. And I have a purpose to be in this class or in this day or in this job or whatever it is. And I follow my own purposes because I cannot avoid her being wherever it is that I am. She might be there too. I can't be letting other things influence my life more than normal amount. I can't expect things to disappear just so I'll be comfortable. I got to learn to be able to navigate my ship even when the ocean is stormy. I cannot expect to only be a captain on a ship when it's calm waters. I'm not a captain. Unless there's stormy ocean, I can never be an experienced captain. If I can keep the balance of my boat in the stormy ocean, that's when I'm experienced and a captain reliable to take this journey on the ocean with me. I am on a journey in this life. I should be able to handle things. So I damn well am able to handle seeing her and seeing her friends, and I don't give a fuck and I go about my business. Why? Because life is not summed up in her or what she does or what I feel about her or this and that. Life is much bigger than that, and I should focus on what it is that I want to accomplish in this life. And on my way, I will find other amazing opportunities, amazing girls, and this is not what I am living for. Simple. End of that. All right, guys, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, 9 people here, and we have had lots of questions. We answered lots of questions, and I think we're done. At this time, I want to tell you I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. Sorry I couldn't have it last week, but things happened and I wasn't able to. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. And don't forget, you can always make an appointment with me on Skype. Go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, make an appointment, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. I'll talk to you soon. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.